Today is June 2nd, 2026. It is 5:30 p.m. and we are in the Bosch-Freilich meeting room at Mandan City Hall. Mr. Neubauer, could you please take the roll call?
Commissioners Schoberg. Here. Heinchan.
Here.
Braun.
Here.
Rohr.
Here.
Mayor Freilich.
Here. And at this time, we will have Megan Cloninger, who is the summer intern in the engineering department, lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please remove all headgear.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Megan. We will start out with announcements, construction project updates. Jarek?
Mayor and Commissioners, good evening. Here, let me pull up my slides. Same group of projects that I had from last time. We'll start off with Memorial Highway, as usual. Reminder, once again, this is split into two phases. The west half is being constructed by Northern Improvement, and the east half, which is the one that's further along, is being constructed by Reedy Construction. Some of the happenings on the corridor right now, there's been a traffic shift for median and turn lane paving. I do have a picture of that right there. You can kind of see how it shifts over for the work to be completed in the middle there. That traffic shift will be moving along the corridor as they get further and further along to do that median paving. 43rd has been reopened since our last meeting. And then on June 4th, we're expecting the northern portion of 40th Avenue Southeast to be closed in order to resolve some utility conflicts. This project is still on schedule to be complete at the beginning of July, ahead of July 4th. And I don't have any pictures. I do have a closer view of the traffic shift if people are interested in looking at that a little bit better. I don't have any pictures of the phase 2 work right now, but they are still at that Main Street intersection working on concrete, and there will be more traffic changes as they switch from subphase to subphase, maintaining traffic throughout the intersection. And then they will start utility work along 3rd Street or some storm sewer work, but we're kind of waiting on some more information before that starts. Any questions on Memorial Highway? No? Okay. 1st Street reconstruction. Last week, they were working on water main in phase 2, which is shown in blue over in the picture here. This week, they're working on the storm sewer on 1st in red, and they are working on sanitary sewer in the blue area. And then upcoming, we're going to have roadway preparation and curb and gutter and roadway paving in phase 1, getting everything closed back up, as well as storm sewer installation on phase 2. So the way that this project is set up is that the contractor can have 2 phases open at a single time. So if before they open up phase 3, they'll have to close up phase 1. Before they open up phase 4, they'll have to close up phase 2, and so on and so forth. Looking forward at this project, we are expecting them around the 4th of July to be to have phase 1 closed up, to be possibly closing up phase 2, have phase 3 opened up, and then depending on where phase 2 is at, have phase 4 on the brink of being opened up. So for the 4th of July, we feel pretty confident that phase 5 will be absolutely open. And I know that there has maybe been some comments around seeing if phase 4 could be opened stay open at that time, and we'll try and cross that bridge when we get to it. But there's a good possibility, I think, at this point. Once again, project website for this to get more information on it, and the contractor has been really good about putting newsletters out weekly for this project, and it's got a lot of good information in there. Collins Avenue Reservoir, the big update here is just site grading restoration. They are currently working on painting activities of the pump house. They're going to move over to the dome and the walls for painting. They're going to move to concrete installation, irrigation installation, some light pole reinstallation, and it's really just site cleanup from here on out.
Is the area going to be fenced, Jarek?
The area, yes, Mayor and Commissioners, the area will be fenced back in. I believe that the original fence was salvaged, but I could be wrong on that. It would be similar to the fence that was there before. Our downtown concrete project is kind of moving along nicely. There's a lot of locations down by City Hall active. There was approximately 60 locations identified for the project, and we're about 60% done. So on track to meet the deadline that we were looking for, and we're really happy with the work that Sarah's doing so far. 8th Avenue Northwest and 27th Street, we do have the district creation on tonight's agenda, but I thought I would keep it on here just to point out that we do have a second public input meeting occurring on June 25th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. at Mandan High School, and we do have it currently reserved for the PLC room, which was the same room that we were in last time, though we might try and find a bigger room if it's available. Water and Sewer District 65 over by Lewis and Clark Elementary. They recently completed milling operations, and over the next 2 weeks, they plan on overlaying it with another asphalt layer to kind of close everything up. They'll continue to work on sanitary sewer lining, and then after that, landscaping crew will be coming through to do a lot of restoration activities, including sprinkler repair, which is usually a hot item. And then our SID 241 project up by Red Trail Elementary. We've got concrete crews that started on the west part of the project. They're moving to the east through the project area. And then we've got roadway patching occurring kind of on the north portions of the project right now, ahead of mill and overlay activities and chip seal activities. And then we're expecting this to continue in this way for the next couple weeks. And then I'm just bringing this up because we do have a project website with a lot of other projects on there as well, and people can get more information there.
Very good. Any questions for Jarek?
Thank you.
If not, thank you, Jarek. At this time, we will have Tristan from the Mandan Progress Organization to inform us about Buggies and Blues.
Hello, commissioners, mayor, everybody. Thanks for having me here. Pleasure to stop by. Really excited for Buggies and Blues next week. Hopefully we'll have some nice weather. Everything stays green and a wonderful turnout. Typically we usually see about 35,000 people come down to Main Street for Buggies and Blues. So definitely a large summer highlight for everybody here in the area. Just to begin, all information related to what I'm speaking about or posters you may see around town, even billboards, can all be found on visitmandan.com. If you go to visitmandan.com, you'll see a link right away that can take you to the page for Buggies and Blues, and that will include all information relating to music that's going to be in the park, activities that will be available around not just in the park, but around the whole Bismarck-Mandan area. And then also information relating to anybody wanting to participate in the Sunday Classic Car Show. So arrival time, staging information, all like that. All of that information can be found there. The highlight and kickoff begins on Friday. We have the Randy James Band and fan favorite Shirts and Skin scheduled for Friday evening for the Friday night kickoff. That's going to start at 4 p.m. and then I believe we end at 10 p.m. on Friday. We have a great musical lineup for Saturday. A couple returning bands, including Aventide and Unleashed, as well as new bands, including the Dreamboats, which is like a 50s and 60s throwback band, and then the Pork Tornadoes, which is based out of Iowa. And despite their funny name, they are quite popular in Wisconsin, Iowa, and Minneapolis, with even some of their YouTube videos peaking at 9 million views. So they have quite a big following. They're very great with crowd work. We think they're going to be an exciting and wonderful Saturday evening activity for everybody and their families. So we really, really encourage everybody to come down for the Saturday night block party from 6:30 to 11 p.m. to enjoy some of the wonderful music and activities that'll be going on. Around the city, we do have a lot of the typical festivities that you'll usually see. Dakota Centennial Park is hosting the Mandan Dirt Series with the Dakota Speedway, of course. And then a new introduction event that the MPO's kind of been trying to push and upstart is collaboration with Dakota Customs on Main Street. We've realized that there is a desire for cars not just on Sunday, but also throughout the entire experience. So Dakota Customs will be hosting a hot rods and hamburgers event from 5 to 8 p.m. on Friday, where everybody's welcome to visit the Dakota Customs parking lot, where they'll have food available and complimentary parking available for folks to store their precious automobiles without worries of them getting rocks or dust on it or anything like that. Couple other festivities. Scotty's has their show and shine over in Bismarck on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Dakota Mandan Lions are also doing their kite fly at the Mandan Middle School from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And the return for the second time, the Mandan Cruise Night will occur on Main Street and around Mandan starting at 6 p.m. In line with the performances of the Dreamboats and the Pork Tornadoes. Sunday, the car show itself will be largely similar to what's been experienced in years past. We'll have music, food vendors, craft vendors available. Hopefully all of our vendors will be present this year, and we'll have less wind than what was around last year. But that will occur from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And there will be a vendor show, a swap meet, a variety of classic cars, and then music performances. Anybody who's looking to bring a vehicle, if you are part of a car club, we ask you to coordinate with them arrival information for that. However, if you'd like to be a general entry, we would love to have you bring your vehicle. We just invite you to begin staging by the M&H gas station between the hours of 8 a.m. and 9:30 a.m. on Sunday, June 14th. And then you'll find a bunch of friendly volunteers to help you get parked and in place. There's no registration fee. All of the event costs are covered by sponsorships. So a huge thank you to all of the sponsors who made this year's Buggies and Blues possible. With that, any questions or?
Did you mention the planes and pancakes?
Oh, yes. Planes and Pancakes will be Sunday morning at the Mandan Regional Airport. That is going to be a return, I believe, I forget which year it is, but long-standing tradition. Planes and Pancakes, yes, 8 a.m. at the Mandan Regional Airport. And then also this year is the 33rd annual Buggies and Blues.
You might want to put on the website and state it here tonight that if you want to be comfortable at the concerts, to bring a chair, right?
I would recommend chairs are good to bring. We will have some park benches available, but picnic blankets and chairs are also recommended. Make yourself comfortable.
Okay, any other questions for Tristan? Put in a shameless plug for the fireworks, will you please?
Absolutely. It has been growing in anticipation. If you're a member of the MPO, you actually received an exclusive sneak peek at the Prairie Pyro Musical, which will take place north of the Mandan Middle School on July 3rd at 10:30 p.m. It is a 25-minute, completely choreographed fireworks display showing a wide variety of music ranging from pop culture all the way to some of the songs that have founded and defined our nation for 250 years. So it is a celebration and show that nobody should miss. If you can make it, you absolutely should be there. It again is going to be north of the Mandan Middle School on July 3rd, Friday, July 3rd at 10:30 p.m. There is no registration, there is no cost, and it's going to be awesome.
Seating capacity for how many do you figure?
We are going to guarantee comfortable seating for at least 17,000 people.
Very good. Any questions now? None. Thank you, Tristan.
Of course.
Okay, at this time, wrap up Community Cleanup Month. Carrie?
Before I do that, I'm just gonna grab, we have that Planes and Pancakes flyer up here. Again, that's Sunday, June 14th from 8 a.m. to noon. It is a free will donation, so go out there and experience this awesome event. So, all right, I will hop over to the information on Cleanup Month. I've been up here several times. You guys have heard it all. We had over 140 volunteers pick up litter from 17 different routes in Mandan. I've got the volunteers listed. I did read them all off at the last meeting, but I want to recognize the local businesses that donated door prizes. Buck and Bean, Central Station, Butcher Block Meats, Old Tin, Copper Dog Cafe, Ohms, Pizza Ranch, Rice Bowl, Bennigan's, M&H, Family Fair, Main Street Drive-Thru, Freed's Family Restaurant, Mandan Tennis Center, Raging Rivers Water Park, Mandan Municipal and Prairie West Golf Courses, Battle Bunker Game Store, Crumble, and Shields. With these donations, the Community Beautification Committee members went out and sought these donations, and there's going to be a good portion of the 140 volunteers that received door prizes, so that's pretty cool. But just wanted to give our businesses a shout out for donating to this event, and just, again, thanks to all the volunteers. It's definitely beneficial having this be a month-long event versus a one-day event. The routes are getting cleaned up. Any questions?
Any questions for Carrie? Thank you, Carrie. Thank you for the businesses, for the door prizes, and thanks for the groups that cleaned up Mandan. Very much appreciated. This time, Jarek will introduce a new employee.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Yes, Megan Cloninger started with us last week in the engineering department. Come on up. She's already been doing pavement condition evaluations around town, so maybe people might have already seen her driving that City of Mandan pickup around town already. She's originally from Seattle, and she graduated last month with a degree in civil engineering, and then she's going to be pursuing her master's degree in environmental engineering at Montana State this fall. She has a really good background with infrastructure, material testing, and she's really interested in water treatment, wastewater treatment, stormwater management. So we're really excited to have her, and we feel very fortunate to have such a good candidate here. Thank you.
Welcome, Megan. Thank you, Jarek. At this time, we just would like to congratulate the Mandan girls soccer team. They had an undefeated regular season in the WDA, and unfortunately, they took second at state. Coach Aaron McElwee was Coach of the Year, and Sarah Helderop was the Senior Athlete of the Year, and she scored over 100 goals, which I believe is the only athlete, soccer player in the state of North Dakota to accomplish that feat. So congratulations to the girls soccer team. At this time, we will move on to public comment. Mr. Neubauer.
Mayor Freilich, one more announcement. I think that there may be a smidge of confusion out there as the Mandan Rural Fire Protection District is having an election on June 10th. You can, if you are outside of the Mandan city limits and in that fire protection district, you would be voting on authorizing the current mill levy, I think, is 4.13 or something like that, authorizing up to 13 mills for 10 years for the Mandan Rural Fire Protection District. That voting poll, or that location, would be at 3014 34th Street Northwest, the Rural Fire Department. Again, this is June 10th from the hours of 12:30 till 6:30 p.m. The election on June 9th, what the City of Mandan has on the ballot relates to the City of Mandan's fire department and our fire facilities related to expanding and equipment and a new station and potentially land for a fourth station, which would be a continuation of the 3/4 cent sales tax. Completely unrelated items, but they seem to be getting a little bit of confusion out there in the world, and so we just want to clarify that. The City of Mandan vote on the Mandan Fire Department is June 9th, and the Rural Fire Protection District is on June 10th. So again, if you have any questions on that, just wanted to clarify that for folks.
Any questions? Thank you. Now I'll ask, are there any public comments?
Mayor Freilich, I do not have any public comment cards at this time.
Okay. With that, we'll move on to the approval of the agenda.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Brown, a second by Commissioner Schoberg. Any further discussion regarding the agenda? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioners Heinchan.
Yes.
Braun.
Yes.
Rohr.
Yes.
Schoberg.
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes, we'll move on to the approval of the minutes. Consider approval of the May 19th, 2026 Board of City Commission meeting minutes.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Heinchan, second by Commissioner Rohr. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioners Braun.
Yes.
Rohr.
Yes.
Schoberg.
Yes.
Heinchan.
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. We'll move on. We do not have any public hearings nor bids tonight, so we'll move on to the consent agenda. Are there any items that you would like removed, Commissioners? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as published. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Schoberg, second by Commissioner Rohr. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioner Rohr.
Yes.
Schoberg.
Yes.
Heinchan.
Yes.
Braun.
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. There is no old business, so we'll move on to new business. Consider a special use permit for Lot 1, Block 1, Vic Flex subdivision, 2264 Sunny Road South. Jordan.
Good evening, Mayor Freilich and Commissioners. Before you is a consideration for a special use permit for propane storage and distribution at 2264 Sunny Road South. This proposed special use permit is for the use of propane storage and distribution of the property described at Lot 1, Block 1, Vic Flex subdivision. This property is zoned CB, commercial, and is shown in the future land use plan as rural residential. Though this area is unlikely to be downzoned to rural residential, the owners are proposing to put two 30,000-gallon propane tanks in the existing truck yard located on the south end of the site, and I do have that pulled up. That's a new site plan that we had from them, which includes this would be access from Sunny Road, and then this is the continuation of that on the south end of that. The total area for this project is 21 acres. The letters were sent to 13 adjacent property owners on May 8th. There were no comments at Planning and Zoning Commission, and the Planning and Zoning Commission recommended unanimous approval on May 27th. Other than what you have before you, I can answer any questions and we would recommend approval of the special use permit.
And it's zoned commercial, and that's the proper zoning for
That is correct.
propane.
Yes, Mayor Freilich. There is some residential in the neighborhood, but Sunny Road's kind of mixed.
Okay. Any more questions for Jordan?
Jordan, the reason it's here is it's in our extended territorial area.
Mayor Freilich, Commissioner Schoberg, yes, that is correct. It's in the ETA.
Thank you. I'll move to approve special use permit for Lot 1, Block 1, Vic Flex subdivision as presented. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Schoberg, second by Commissioner Heinchan. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioners Schoberg.
Yes.
Heinchan.
Yes.
Braun.
Yes.
Rohr.
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. Item number 2, consider a special use permit for Lot 12, Block 18, Mandan proper, 210 Fifth Avenue Northwest. Jordan?
Good evening, Mayor Freilich, Commissioners. The next one we have is a special use permit for, as you stated, Lot 12, Block 18, Mandan proper, 210 Fifth Avenue Northwest would be our address. That's pulled up on the zoning map here. Just outside the downtown core and the fringe district to the west side, and if you're looking just north of Runnings. This proposed special use permit is for the use of a former church as a wedding and event venue at the property described. This property is in the fringe, downtown fringe. It's the site of a former church in a largely residential area on the corner of 2nd Street Northwest and 5th Avenue Northwest. Parking for the property is provided via on-street parking and off-street parking stalls that have been created out of the boulevard. The applicant plans to use this location for weddings, receptions, and other events. The applicant is also planning to purchase the neighboring home for later use, but that home purchase was not part of this special use permit. I think it's just part of their agreement they have for the buying the property. The applicant states that the hours of operations would cease at midnight. In the pre-planning meeting, the applicant stated that alcohol would be served, likely a beer and wine license. Concerns regarding parking were the main item of concern at the pre-planning meeting, along with the planning and zoning meeting. Staff is confident that the surrounding public parking on the street, particularly a block south, in the commercial diagonal on-street parking, will be able to handle the parking needs. And as we heard from the applicant at the planning and zoning meeting, she also is running the other part of her business, which she plans on keeping in the downtown area. And for all of her events, she sends out a map of the parking, which is really nice and convenient for those ahead of time looking and wanting to know where to go and where to park. So she plans on doing that with all of those. There were letters sent to 99 adjacent property owners on May 8th, and then this was also presented at the 27th of May Planning and Zoning Commission meeting with all but one commissioner in favor of this special use. I'll just go back to, there were several comments speaking mostly in opposition from neighbors on parking, removing spots, and resulting from the current construction project. And then there were also just concerns in the evening, use of the property, smoking in general, noise concerns in the area. And there was also a few letters that were in opposition of this as well, and those were given to you in the packet. I would add as well, the applicant wasn't able to be here tonight, but I would add for what we have in our zoning code currently, and this is the downtown core, but mind you, this is right next to the block, but the purpose of this area is to preserve and enhance the mixed-use, pedestrian-orientated nature of the city's downtown area. The district allows a wide range of mutually supportive uses in order to enhance downtown Mandan's role as a commercial, cultural, governmental, health, medical, entertainment, education, and residential center. The district standards also facilitate the creation of a strong and distinctive sense of place through the inclusion of open space and public plazas. The use of design standards will maintain the historical integrity, enhance the quality of design, and preserve the human scale development of downtown. And with that, that is your special use, and I will stand for any questions that you might have on this one.
Any questions for Jordan?
Jordan, the applicant has an existing business in Mandan, is that correct?
Mayor Freilich, Commissioner Schoberg, that is correct. Yeah, she owns a business that currently does this on a smaller scale, just on Main Street, and plans to keep that facility and add this one, so enhancing business opportunity for her as well.
So the business is successful and she's simply seeking a larger venue, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. I think for mid-scale events and things like that, I know she said in the past about 150 people to come to those events. I think that would be the max. And we would obviously look at all of the building plans. I know she has some renovation and different things which we haven't received yet, but special use permit obviously first step on the list of things to do.
So there are 23 parking spaces around that structure?
Around the immediate structure, that is correct.
As far as security goes, I believe, and Chief Ziegler, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but private security is required when the attendance exceeds 50 people, is that correct?
Mr. Mayor, Commissioner Schoberg, the only time private security is truly enacted is if there's alcohol at the venue.
Okay.
And then they have to have private security or law enforcement hired.
Okay, thank you.
Chief Ziegler, have we ever had a complaint from this applicant's current venue?
Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, no, not to my best of my knowledge.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions for Jordan? If not, thank you, Jordan.
Thank you.
Commissioners, what are your wishes?
I'll move to approve the special use permit for the event venue at Lot 12, Block 18, Mandan proper as presented. Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Schoberg, a second by Commissioner Heinchan. Any further discussion? Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioners Heinchan,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Rohr,
Yes.
Schoberg,
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. We'll move on to item number 3, consider approving plans and specifications and authorizing the advertisement for bids for the Master Lift Station Interim Improvement Project, Project 2026-20. Jarek?
Mayor and Commissioners, it's been a little while, I think, since we've brought this before you. I am zooming in on a map, yes. So, Mandan's Master Lift Station is located just to the west of the Meadowlands area. This lift station carries the sewage for a good portion, maybe 2/3 of the city. Over the recent years, Public Works has had to respond to a lot of issues at the lift station itself, as well as the first 1,000 or so feet of asbestos cement pipe that goes along the toe of the levee down to the wastewater treatment plant. This project includes the replacement of some of the pumps and electrical components in the lift station itself, as well as the replaces the dual 60-inch asbestos cement pipes with a single 20-inch PVC pipe, generally in the same location, all the way down to 3rd Street Southeast, where it would tie into an improvement that's being made with the Memorial Highway project. Apex Engineering recently finished plans for this, and we're seeking to advertise for bids, open bids later this month, and then we are waiting for a Army Corps of Engineers permit. So our plan is to hold bids for kind of an extra long period of time to get through that permitting process, and award in November, and work on this project in 2027. We're recommending approval, but I can stand for any questions as well.
Mayor and Commissioners, Jarek, I'm going to get in the weeds a little bit. The purpose of going from 216-inch to 120-inch, what was the rationale there?
Mayor Commissioner Braun, it was more to do, the 216-inch, you would think that they provide, they seemingly provide redundancy. The 216 inches as they exist today are inches away from each other, and failures often beget failures. So while it might look like we're losing redundancy and reliability and resiliency, I think that the 20-inch PVC pipe will provide better resiliency than we are seeing today, and ultimately we felt like it was unnecessary to keep the to basically double the project costs for a dual line setup similar to that we have today.
Does the 20-inch move as much water as the 216s?
Hydraulically, I don't know if it's the exact same, but we have Apex Engineering has worked on that, and it's sufficient for our needs, even going into the future.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Jarek, this was last year when both of those main lines failed in minus 20-degree weather.
Mayor Commissioner Schoberg, I can't speak on that. Maybe Shane would like to recount the tale. Okay, yeah.
Mayor, Commissioner Schoberg, yes, this was last winter of 2025, January sometime. We had a failure right up near the master lift station, and it was about negative 20 degrees. That's correct.
And that was raw sewage that was emanating from those pipes, I'm assuming, If I'm wrong, correct me?
Mayor, Commissioner Schulberg, yep, that would be that's the primary coming out of the master lift.
And those pipes were not easy to repair?
Mayor, Commissioner Schulberg, no, the AC pipe is very brittle and at life's end. The major fix is finding a place where we can cut it, and we ended up putting in a piece of poly to make that repair.
So it might be assimilated to the row of dominoes failing?
Mayor,
Falling?
Commissioner Schulberg, yes, that's correct. That's very possible.
Thank you.
Shane, what's the age of that pipe? Jarek?
I think it's 1950s.
1950s, okay. And it did surface, correct?
Yes, yeah, it did its time.
No,
What was that?
it rose to the surface.
Oh, rose to the surface,
Yeah,
yeah, yes, it did.
okay. Okay, any other questions for Jarek?
Move to approve plans and specifications and authorize the advertisement for bids.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Brown, second by Commissioner Schoberg. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Roll call?
Commissioners Braun,
Yes.
Rohr,
Yes.
Schoberg,
Yes.
Heinchan,
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. Move on to item number 4, consider task order with AE2S for the raw water intake study. Jarek?
Mayor and Commissioners, as some of you may know, we've had a lot of sand issues going on at the raw water intake site. This task order is meant to kind of plan for the future regarding the sandbar migration with some additional data gathering, river modeling by kind of an independent consulting firm, and then using that information to come upon some high confidence modifications or improvements to improve resiliency at the existing site. The overall cost of this study portion of the project is about $225,000, and we are splitting that 50-50 with Marathon. And I think it would be paid for out of the same SRF loan that we have going on for the raw water intake project itself. We're recommending approval. We think it's a good step to make sure whatever improvements get made out there are the long-term improvement, and we're not making a problem any worse than it should be. So we're recommending approval, but I can try and answer any questions if you.
Any questions for Jarek?
I move to approve entering into the task order number 17 with AE2S for engineering services related to the raw water intake Phase 3 project.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Brown, second by Commissioner Heinchan. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Roll call?
Commissioners Rohr,
Yes.
Schoberg,
Yes.
Heinchan,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. We will now move on to resolution and ordinance. And we'll go to item number 2. This is the second consideration for 1486 to amend and reenact Article 2, Chapter 8 of the Mandan Code of Ordinances relating to alarm systems. Chief Ziegler?
Mr. Mayor and Commissioners, this is a cleanup of ordinance. There was only one thing added. I believe Attorney Oster added the effective date of January 1, 2026 into it. I've heard no comments or discussion on this ordinance.
Okay. Any questions for Chief? None? Okay. Thank you, Chief. Commissioners, what are your wishes?
I'll move to approve the second and final consideration of Ordinance 1486 to amend and reenact Article 2, Chapter 8 of the Mandan Code of Ordinances relating to alarm systems.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Heinchan, a second by Commissioner Rohr. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Commissioners Schoberg,
Yes.
Heinchan,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Rohr,
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. Item number 3, first consideration of Ordinance 1487 to amend and reenact Sections 24-1-2 of the Mandan Code of Ordinances relating to traffic penalties. Chief?
Mr. Mayor and Commissioners, back when the state legislature met and they changed some of the traffic laws, and one thing that they did was they said that we could not double speeding fines. When we want to go put that into our ordinance, something unintended happened and we took out all of the doubling of fines. What this does, it reverts back, except for everything but speeding is going to go back to doubling. I hope I explained that right, Amy?
Okay. Any questions for Chief? If not,
I move to approve the first consideration of ordinance 1487 to amend and reenact sections 21-1-2 of the Mandan Code of Ordinances relating to traffic penalties.
Second.
motion by Commissioner Brown, second by Commissioner Schoberg. Any further discussion on this item? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioners Heinchan,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Rohr,
Yes.
Schoberg,
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. Item number 4, consider resolutions necessary to create Street Improvement District 244, Project 2026-15th, and that is 8th and 27th, Phase 2. Jarek?
Mayor and Commissioners, yes. Just for everybody's reminder, the project that we're talking about is the reconstruction of 8th Avenue Northwest from 24th Street up to 27th, as well as and then the reconstruction of 27th Street from 8th Avenue Northwest over to 1806. This version of this project that we have proposed also includes patching and chip sealing in the surrounding area for the adjacent to some of the more remote properties that are included in the district. We had a public input meeting last month, and we gathered a lot of input, and we tried to draw the project boundary, taking that input into account, and we heard a lot of concerns about cost, and we have got our typical adjacent lot special assessment estimate down to about $5,000, and our typical non-adjacent lot assessment about down to $2,500. We don't have letters out yet, but after tonight's meeting, folks in the proposed improvement district should be receiving letters with more information regarding the protest period, as well as information on the public input meeting on June 25th, and just the general how to get involved with the project. We're recommending approval of the resolutions necessary to create the district, but I can try and answer any questions if you have any others.
Jarek, what will 27th look like east of 8th?
East of 8th, it will have a very similar section to 8th Avenue Northwest, south of 24th. We're carrying this general section through all the way over to 1806. So
how wide will 27th be to 1806 from 8th as you come down and turn?
Looks
the
like
corner
it's
there?
maybe about 33 feet of paved width is a good estimate, maybe.
What is 27th now east of 8th?
Good question. We'll see if Google can get us an answer. 27 feet. So a little bit wider.
Okay. Any other questions for Jarek?
Mary, Jerry, can you reiterate again the cost sharing on this? How much of that project is going to be paid by other entities as well as the city?
Absolutely. I do have in the packet a pretty handy-dandy frequently asked questions sheet in here, and it does have the cost breakdown. Of the $6.7 million estimate for the overall project, $4 million would be paid for through a federal urban roads program. We would also have about $200,000 of a federal transportation alternatives grant associated with this project. We have $435,000 of city utility funds, and then the remaining amount we'd be pursuing a 2% low-interest loan to that would be backed by the special assessments. So that's it's about a 64% reduction from the assessment district that was proposed in 2022.
And these funds are not perpetual. In other words, there are certain time limits to when they're available, and if the project for some reason doesn't come into fruition, then the money may not be there, and it have to be borne more by local monies. Is that correct?
Mayor Commissioner Rohr, that's absolutely correct. The trail portion of the project is obligated for fiscal year 2026. The road portion of the project is obligated for fiscal year 2027. We worked with the DOT to combine those two projects for a bid opening in November of 2026 for reconstruction in 2027. So, if we weren't able to meet those, we would end up kind of de-obligating that award, and the DOT would not want to give that back to the federal government. They'd try and find another place in the state or likely in the MPO, likely Bismarck, to redistribute that money to.
We have to take advantage of those things when they come available. Otherwise, we just pay a lot more in the future, and
Mayor Commissioner
burdens are
Rohr,
much greater.
that's correct.
Yeah, I would add to that, Jarek, your diligence with your department of looking for these money-saving options for us is great. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'd like to add that too, that we are looking for grants. We've always looked for grants. Excuse me. But if we don't have grants, what would be the special assessment?
I don't know if I have that information handy. Our special assessment amount is, I think, right around $2 million, and the overall project cost is 6.7 million. So, a little over 3 times the amount would be a good ballpark guess.
So it's a good deal.
It's a good deal.
Okay.
And you were able to bring some benefit to the Terra Valley neighborhood, is that correct?
Mayor Commissioner Schoberg, that's absolutely correct. We've been kind of preaching a holistic approach, and with a district boundary that is beyond the immediately adjacent properties, we wanted to make sure that there were improvements being made next to the properties that were not immediately adjacent to 8th and 27th. So we have included estimated costs for the work needed in those areas as well, so that we don't have assessments stacking on top of assessments, and we're trying to be one and done in these areas.
And that decision that your department and engineering made was a direct result of the first public input meeting that we had at the high school a couple weeks ago.
Mayor Commissioner Schoberg, absolutely. Yep.
Any other questions for Jarek? If not, what are your wishes?
I'll move to approve the resolution creating the district, approve the engineer's report, approve the feasibility report, and approve the resolution of necessity for Street Improvement District number 244, project number 2026-15, Mandan 8th Avenue Reconstruct Phase 2.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Heinchan, second by Commissioner Rohr. Any further discussion? Hearing none. This is exciting. Roll call, please.
Commissioners Braun,
Yes.
Rohr,
Yes.
Schoberg,
Yes.
Heinchan,
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. And with that, there is no other business before the commission. Future meeting dates, Tuesday, June 16th, which will be Commissioner Rohr's last meeting. Tuesday, July 7th, 2026 at 5:30. And Tuesday, July 21st, 2026 at 5:30. And with that, be kind to yourself, be kind to your neighbor. What's that?
And vote.
And vote next week, Tuesday. And it's onward and upward, Mandan. Meeting's adjourned.